It's Thursday, the 24th of July, and last night Borough's second pre-season friendly at Bradford came to an end as Boro went down 2-0 to the newly promoted League One side. Now, the result and the performance didn't worry me, but the situation overall at Middlesbrough, well, it's safe to say, it really, really is. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. A little bit of a different video here today because, as I mentioned after the Mansfield game, I didn't see any and haven't seen any of the Bradford game last night that Boro had, of course, away down at Bradford in their second pre-season friendly, where Boro went down by 2-0. I believe Bradford took the lead in the first half and then got a penalty late on in stoppage time to double their lead and make it 2-0. Now, I have heard of numerous people what the performance was like. It didn't sound like it was actually too bad. It, again, sounded a bit like what we had with Mansfield. People can see what Rob Edwards is trying to do. They are appreciating what Rob Edwards is trying to do. And I think it's clear that if he had the tools to implement what he wants, things might actually not be all that bad. So I don't think, again, like post-Mansfield, he or his team or his coaching team are the concern. I think Boro fans' attention is now very much turning to what is above. And that is Kieran Scott, that is Steve Gibson, that is the financial situation at the football club, because, as I said, I don't get worked up by results at all in pre-season. It's about fitness, it's about bedding in new players, which we haven't because we haven't got any, and it's about just getting that new style of football implemented and seeing, I guess, gradual improvements to players. So I'm not even going to pay any attention to the fact that we lost 2-0, and I can't really pay that much attention to the performance because I've not seen any of the game. I can only go what I've heard. But what I am going to talk about in this video are just my feelings in general, because we are almost a fortnight from the start of the Championship season, and Middlesbrough have not made a single signing yet, and it is really, really starting to get to me. Now, I've been probably one of the more positive and patient fans around, to be fair. You know, for a lot of the end of June, the start of July, I've seen a lot of fans who've already gotten really annoyed, really frustrated, and have been really upset with the club. And there's been plenty of times where I've tried to remain calm and patient and hope that things would get moving, we would get signings through the door. I've tried to just be as glass half full as I possibly can. But I'd be lying if I said the situation at Middlesbrough at the minute isn't starting to really, really raise serious alarm bells in my head. You know, as I've said, I thought the end of last week was a sort of mini deadline in my mind to hopefully start seeing some signings through the door. We are almost a week from that, and we still have absolutely no signings through the door. Now, Alfie Jones apparently is close. I don't know how true that is. People are saying he's at Rockcliffe. I mean, people said Callum Britton and Danny Ings were at Rockcliffe a fortnight ago, and nothing's come of that. So I'm by no means getting myself excited by that being true, although I do think he probably will be our first signing, and hopefully that will drop soon. But we're at the point now where that doesn't even change anything for me. Like, it would be great to see Boro get off the mark, but we needed to start making signings a month ago. We need to start making serious inroads on players weeks back, because even if we bring one in, the issues across Boro's squad are everywhere, and it is absolutely unbelievable that we are 2 weeks out from the season and the squad is as threadbare as it is, with the most obvious areas that need improving, and we're just not doing anything. Like, I'm not saying that there isn't work going on behind the scenes at Rockcliffe. I'm not saying they're sat on their hands doing nothing. But how on earth have we gotten to the 24th of July without making a single signing, whereas every other Championship club are bringing in players left, right and centre, getting their deals done, getting moves made, incomings, outgoings? The only other two that haven't made a signing are Sheffield Wednesday, who physically can't because of their financial situation and transfer embargo, and Leicester City, who have got huge issues and have only just appointed a new manager and might be getting a points deduction. So The only other two clubs that have not signed anybody, clubs who have serious problems behind the scenes, everyone else are bringing players in left, right and centre. You know, players that were made free agents a week ago are being snapped up. You know, I saw Josh Windass being made a free agent last week, for example, from Sheffield Wednesday. Within a week, Wrexham signed him, done. Birmingham splashing the cash. There's loads of clubs I'm seeing all across the board who are bringing in players left, right and centre, strengthening their squads, and yet Boro are doing nothing. And it's not just that we're not making signings, it's the fact that there's no links. There's nothing to go off. There's no players that we're being linked with. Obviously, inevitably in transfer windows, even if you want your club to do things under wraps, you want them to keep their business quiet to avoid other clubs intervening, things always come out. You always find out about a move or a player that's, you know, agreed a fee or agreed a deal, personal terms. There's nothing on that. You know, Callum Britton, we were trying to strike a deal with Blackburn for what feels like 3 weeks now. A week ago, it was said that Boro were nowhere near his valuation. Blackburn weren't going to accept the bid. Over a week later nearly, there's been nothing on that at all. You know, Danny Ings linked a couple of weeks back. That's gone completely quiet. I'm really starting to question what the hell is going on at this football club. Why are we not bringing anybody in? And I feel desperately for Rob Edwards. I really, really do. You know, when Michael Carrick left, I still feel like it was the right decision, and I still feel like there were things that happened between him and the club, and there were reasons on the pitch as well as to why it was the right decision. But a lot of fans, you know, in defence of Carrick, pointed to the top of the club and said that, you know, there were issues there too. And as much as I always thought there were, I always thought that what happened with Carrick was the correct decision, and I stand by that. But now I'm starting to see what's happening with Rob Edwards, and I'm starting to feel extremely sorry for the guy. Like, surely he came in and was told the situation, because the situation obviously is that we're just not able to bring players in for whatever reason. Like, surely he was made aware that it's going to be a struggle this summer. If not, he must be already wondering what on earth he's walked into, because he's, you know, got to take a squad that wasn't his, implement his own style of play, and he's been given absolutely nothing to do it with. You know, last night at Blackburn, you know, we had 2 players go off injured. Alex Bangura, God bless him, devastated for him. His second appearance since coming back after a serious injury, an ACL I think it was. He went off, I think, after 11 minutes. Riley McGree, shock, went off injured again, as he does all the time. Can't rely on him whatsoever. Finn Azaz has been missing pre-season so far, nowhere to be seen. George Edmondson, injured as well. So you've already got, 4 injuries there in pre-season, and we've already got no depth at all within the squad to back them up. And they're more first-team players that we've lost here. Like, we are in shocking shape. We're in terrible shape going into this season. We really, really are. So I just can't believe that 2 weeks out we've allowed ourselves to be in this position. I really don't. And I'd like to hope that there is a degree of urgency at Rockcliffe and they are starting to feel the pressure a little bit, because I don't care if the deadline's not for another month and a bit. I don't care if the season, you know, we've still got a few games to go. We should be ready for August. We should be ready for Swansea. I know there'll be certain deals that won't come available till later in the window that'll make a difference here and there, but we need to be so much more prepared than this. And it's clear what's going to happen. You know, we're gonna not get signings through the door until late on, probably not until after the season started, and we're going to be behind everybody else. And I think that's the biggest gripe. It's not that, you know, as much as Boro not making moves is absolutely winding me up, it's how much everyone else is making signings. Relative to everybody else, Boro look incompetent. We look absolutely incompetent. We look like an absolute joke, to be honest, at the minute. The fact that we are the only club, barring 2 basket cases, that can't get deals over the line. It's obviously going to make fans worry and panic, and questions are starting to be asked of, is there money there? Are we in financial trouble? Is Gibson selling the club? You know, a lot of these questions are probably absolute rubbish, but it's making fans panic. It's not reassuring fans of the situation at all, and it's destroyed any of the good feeling that I think there was when Rob Edwards and the coaching team come in. Things seemed positive. We were winning fans round. The PR, the social media, the content around the club was great. The one big final piece of the jigsaw was recruitment. And I don't think anyone would have expected that we would be this far into the window and we still haven't signed anybody. I don't think anyone expected it to be as bad as this. I really, really don't. So I don't know what to expect of Boro now. Honestly, I was looking at maybe 8th to 10th to start with, and then I sort of dropped my expectations 10th to 14th. I'm struggling to even justify that right now, because genuinely, the squad is so threadbare. The depth is so poor. We saw last season under Michael Carrick that the difference between the strength of the 11 and the how bad the depth is, the drop off, and the fact that the squad is no better off than what it was post Coventry. We might still lose Rav and Hackney. Doesn't look like we're going to be replacing either. I don't think Jones is a replacement for Rav. There's no links in midfield. So if Hackney goes, have we got anyone ready to come in? You look at other areas of the pitch. It's all well and good if Alfie Jones comes in, but we've heard nothing about wing-backs. We need right wing-backs. We need left wing-backs. There's nothing going on there, especially left wing-back. We've heard nothing for weeks. Howson's just been released. If Hackney leaves, we've got Morris and Barlasser and maybe Law McCabe. That's it. There's nothing on midfield. We're not hearing anything there. And in the attacking areas, it's gone completely radio silence as well. There's no strikers being mentioned at all. So even if we get one position done and Alfie Jones comes in, great. There's still 5, 6, 7 other positions that have desperately needed signings and have desperately needed improving for weeks. We've all been able to see it. And we are here at the end of July and there is seemingly no movement on absolutely any of them. So, yeah, the alarm bells are ringing for me, and I just wanted to basically use this platform as a way of venting my thoughts, to be honest with you. Some people online have called me negative. I mean, I've been trying to be positive as I can be for weeks and weeks and weeks. I wouldn't even say this is negative. This is just a genuine concern of the situation at Middlesbrough right now. And I've gone past the point of worried and frustrated to now actually feeling a little bit angry about it. I just don't understand what on earth we're doing, and we are setting ourselves up to massively struggle this season, and there'll be a ton of teams who will have bolstered their squads and jumped us. So I don't know what we should now expect. Bottom half, I think, is an absolute given at the minute, but how low in the bottom half? I mean, it doesn't bear thinking about. There's Boro fans online putting a tenner on us to finish in the bottom 3. It's crazy. It is not the sort of mood that you want to set with your fan base heading into a new season. It is not the situation and the platform you want to give your new head coach. There is nothing that is ideal about this right now. Rob Edwards is not been given the ideal tools to do his job properly. He's not been given the backing so far to help play his way and build the squad in the way he wants. The fans have been given pretty much no reason to be optimistic about this season at all. And the club has seemingly just sat there. Just nothing. Nothing at all. It's crazy to think that I think at this stage we are, for me personally, going into this season as flat, if not flatter than the end of last season. It should be an optimistic time full of hope and a reset and a new start, but yeah, it feels the complete opposite right now, and I'd be very interested to hear your guys' thoughts on Boro's current predicament. I am still expecting our first signing through the door, hopefully this week, with Alfie Jones coming here, but we're at the point now where that's just not enough. That's too late. I don't think people will even be bothered that signing's done, because there is just so much work that is needed, and it's screaming that there's got to be some undermining issues at the club somewhere. There's something that is just not feeling quite right at the moment, and I don't know what that is. But even if there isn't, the club are not doing anything to reaffirm fans that everything is fine, because it's not like we've bidded for a number of players and lost out, or we've been unlucky because we've been beaten to player X, Y and Z at the very last minute, or terms have broken through or whatever. There's just nothing. There's no bids. There's no news of bids. There's no news of terms being agreed. There's no news of medicals. It's not even like we're getting past the first step right now. So, yeah, the alarm bells are ringing, and I'm hoping this video will date terribly. There'll be a flurry of bodies coming in, and this will look like a stupid mad panic in a few weeks' time, and we can all look back and laugh. But speaking just honestly, at the moment, this is what I feel, and yeah, it's we've been saying the same thing. I can sit here and say, well, there might be a few signings in a few weeks and I might look stupid. Well, we said that a fortnight ago. We said that 3 weeks ago, and we're still here. So I'd be interested to hear what you guys think. Am I the only one? Am I just delving into a mad panic for absolutely no reason? Or have you got alarm bells ringing as well as to why there is just seemingly no movement at Boro at the moment this summer when everyone else is getting their shit in order? We're just doing absolutely nothing at the moment. It's odd, it's weird, it's strange, and it's worrying. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, guys. And until next time, if you've enjoyed the video, do hit a like on the video, subscribe. Of course, I will keep you updated on any news and give my thoughts on it here on the YouTube channel. But we are only a fortnight out from the start of the season, and Boro could not be any further from being prepared if they tried. And we might be in for one hell of a tough slog of a season unless the club sort this out soon. I'll see you guys in the next one.